Hot off the press, reissue of OTP from developer is no longer allowed. Stay tuned to find out how this new ruling will make it harder for upgraders to purchase a brand new private property. Hi everyone, welcome to yet another episode here at Home Quarters. My name is Casey and we at Home Quarters specialize in customized marketing strategy to properly expose your unit for sale and also properly advise you on the purchase of your next dream home or investment. Before you dive in proper, do hit the subscribe button to not miss out on new video every week. In today's episode, we talk about the new ruling issued on 28 September 2020 by URA that stopped the practice of reissuing of OTP or option to purchase. The Controller of Housing imposed a new condition to housing developer with effect from 28 September on the reissuing of OTP. It states to restrict developer from providing upfront agreement to purchaser to reissue OTP and restrict developer from reissuing OTP to the same purchaser for the same unit within 12 months after the expiry of the earlier OTP, and to inform the purchaser of this condition upfront. So what is the big deal about the restriction of the reissue OTP, you may ask? To answer that question, we have to start from the top. When you purchase a property, you pay an option fee or deposit, typically between 1 to 5% of the purchase price, in exchange for an OTP, which is to give you the rights but not the obligation to purchase the property within the said option period, usually within 14 to 21 days. You will need to exercise the OTP at a law firm to confirm that you are to go ahead with the purchase. Not exercising within the period means that the OTP is lapsed and the seller can resell the unit to another buyer, and depending on the term agreed upon, all or part of the option money will be forfeited. In the case of a developer, the standard protocol is to accept a 5% booking fee as option money, and if you lapse the OTP, 25% of the booking fee will be forfeited, meaning 1.25% of the purchase price will be forfeited. In order to still hold on to the unit that you want and for whatever reason you're not able to exercise the OTP within the exercise date, developer begins to exercise flexibility in reissue the OTP before it lapses by giving you a new OTP with a further exercise date and keep going on doing this for up to 6 to 12 months. Now with the restriction, buyers need to apply for an extension of validity period of the OTP, and if approved, only up to 12 weeks or 3 months from the OTP date from the Controller of Housing, provided that both the buyer and developer are agreeable. This reissue OTP practice benefits home buyers who are in between homes or need more time to raise capital for the property purchase. First, let's examine why home buyers that are in between homes will be greatly affected. For example, if a family is keen to sell off their HDB and move on to purchase a specific unit in a specific new private property, and all they have now is 5% of the booking fee, as all their CPF OA money and estimated cash sale proceed is stuck in their current HDB, they will be racing against time to get the HDB unit sold and hope that when the buyer of the HDB unit exercises the OTP for the HDB, the unit that they have set their eyes on is still available. Another reason why the family will not be able to exercise the OTP early, even if they have the capacity or financial capability to do so, is because they will need to pay ABSD in cash if they have not sold their current home. If the next private property purchase is a matrimonial home, then they will be eligible for a ABSD remission for IRAS. However, if the next purchase is not a matrimonial home, for example, it is purchased in a single name, this ABSD will not be able to be claimed back, even if they have the intention to sell their current house straight away. Next, let us examine the next major group of buyers, which is those who wish to purchase a property at a favorable price earlier than they are financially ready to exercise the OTP for the purchase of the new private property. Again, a specific unit in a specific new private property is selected and the buyer might be waiting for an expected sum of money, for example, a salary bonus at the end of year, or is able to save out the required amount to exercise the OTP in 6 to 12 months time, that will benefit from the reissue of this OTP practice. However, this actually lengthened the option period significantly, and it seems to be quite unfair to some parties involved. As such, the OTP document validity period is now capped to 3 weeks. The 3-week validity period for the OTP is meant to remind buyers to exercise financial prudence and commit to purchasing a property when they are financially ready. Buyer will be exposed to the risk of forfeiting the 25% of their booking fee if they commit to new property purchase without first securing the necessary financial upfront. So why did this shift happen? As we all know, COVID-19 hit us really hard this year. So in part, this measure is motivated by the unstable economic situation and turbulent labor market now. You already want buyers to exercise greater financial discipline. As such, when buyers commit to a property purchase via the OTP document, they have to move to the next step of the process quite quickly within 3 weeks. That will also mean that the sales data collected from the developer that is reported on the headline will reflect more closely to the actual transaction data, as reporters usually use OTP issued data from developers as opposed to the OTP exercise data from the headline number. Better data makes for better analysis to make better decisions for home buyers. Take for example, it is reported in the Business Times that August new home sales surged to an 11-month high on pent-up demand. This creates urgency in home buyers, but if there is a lot of reissue OTP that in the end did not materialize to be exercised and thus constitute an actual sale, it meant that the headline actually creates a pseudo-urgency that materialized itself to become real urgency to home buyers rushing to enter the market upon hearing the good news. Alright, so what do you, the audience, think about this new ruling? Do leave them in the comment down below and we will be happy to continue the discussion there with you. We all know that finding your dream home is never easy, as we have helped many of our clients find and purchase their dream home. This is achieved by guiding them through a systematic step-by-step process throughout the journey. If you want to experience the same, just contact Home Quarters at homequarters.com.sg or send us an email at homequartersSG@gmail.com. Or you can direct message us on Facebook or Instagram at homequartersSG. Once again, I'm Casey, and remember, call Home Quarters and start packing. Within the said option period, do go over to www.homequarters.com.sg under the editorial tab for more information on articles that is relating to this video and other articles that is helpful to you. Alright, thank you for watching our video. Do remember to check out our other videos, and we have left the link in the description below. Thank you.